Welcome to Differential Equations. This class is a partially online asynchronous course, so I want to explain what that means. It's partially online and in the sense that everything is online except for the exams. The exams are going to be in person on campus with me. The dates and times are listed online on Canvas. There's a schedule as well as on the syllabus, so check that out. Please let me know at the very beginning, as soon as you can, in the first week, if you have any conflict with the dates or times. It is possible to schedule a certain number of people for makeup exams at certain times, but it's really subject to availability, how many students, what time of day, that kind of thing. So I really do need to know at the beginning so that I can make sure that we have a solution. And if not, if there really isn't an option, then I want to make sure you get into a class that's still open at the beginning of the semester. So there isn't a way to take the exams anywhere else. So you have to take it in person with me. Unfortunately, that is the the policy for our campus and how we do exams in the math department for this class. Let's see. So asynchronous, what does that mean? It means that you're not going to be attending like lectures in person or online. And so some courses, they are done what we call synchronously. So you would log into Zoom at a specific time and your instructor is providing a lesson. My lessons are pre-recorded, and so you can view them at any time of day. However, you're not going to be able to ask questions within the lecture. So that is something that's a little bit different. What you can do, and what I suggest students do, because sometimes you're watching a video and you're like, wait, hang on a second, how did that happen? So there's a few things you can do. You can always rewind and watch it again and see if it makes sense if you watch it again. You can write down, at 1 minute in example 2, I didn't understand this portion. And then you can either email me or come to my office hours, which are on Zoom and in person. And so you can talk to me directly on Zoom, or you can see me in person if you're on campus anyway. Either way, you can ask me the question. If you want to send me an email, that works too. But you can always ask those questions. You might not just get an immediate response. So that is something that is a little bit different for asynchronous classes. Sometimes my other suggestion is that sometimes if you just watch it a little bit slower, you can kind of see it a little bit better because there's a lot going on. So you can play with the playback speed on videos. You can make it go slower or you can make it go faster. And sometimes I talk too slow, sometimes I talk too fast. So you can adjust that based on how you're feeling. And then maybe that might help things sink in a little bit better too. So those are all suggestions I give to students. But I'm always here to help if you have any questions. We also have a fantastic team of tutors and instructors that are in our math lab. That is our free tutoring. It is in person. However, I know that a lot of students are on campus at least, 1 day a week to do certain classes. So it may be convenient for you to stop by. If not, we do offer some online tutoring, and you can access all of that information on Canvas. If you click on the tutoring tab, it goes over the different options. There's online tutoring options, there's in-person tutoring options, there's a ton of options for you. So you can always get questions answered whenever you have them. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I want to come across with this video with asynchronous classes. Something I've heard a lot from my previous students is, I'm on my own. And it can feel that way because it's just you and the computer. But you're not. You just need to kind of be the one to initiate the contact either with tutoring or with your instructor. But you have a support network. you also have your classmates. And so I'll have some, discussion boards and other activities where you will interact with each other. And you're always, encouraged to do things like set up, study groups with other students to work on homework or learn more problems, complete more problems, that kind of thing. So those are all options for you, and you're not, limited to just you and the computer. As far as some of the other things with the class that I usually explain on the first day, stuff like, how the class works with grades and due dates and that kind of thing. So you can find all of this information in Canvas, and I try to have it there because it's easy to forget. Your life is not this class, and I totally understand that. And so I have it on Canvas and in the syllabus and everything, just so that you can always access it if you forget. But for right now, the way that I've done due dates and homework has been different as I've been teaching. And so, I've always tried to go with what I think will help students the most. And the goal is to learn the material, whether that happens in week 1 or in week 15. That goal, as far as I'm concerned, it's great, no matter when it happens, if you learn the material. That being said, we are limited. And so we're limited by the calendar. We have a certain amount of weeks to get this goal complete. Other than that, that's kind of our limit. And so we have to kind of schedule exams as we go through. And they can't be done, at any time, because they have to be done in person. And so there's another limitation there. So I don't believe in penalizing late homework or late assignments, just because of that kind of principle of that I value your learning no matter when it happens. However, I have had students that, have just not completed anything, and then they find themselves kind of buried in a whole bunch of work. And so I really don't want that to happen to you. So there will not be any penalties on your homework. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm also going to try to do things like reach out to you when I see you haven't completed assignments, and try and get the ball rolling, because if you end up to the first exam or the second exam and you haven't completed any work, you're not going to do very well. In fact, this has happened. And so just be aware that that's kind of how our relationship is going to work. I'm going to try and reach out to you when I'm concerned. Just shoot me an email back. Let me know, hey, yeah, I'm working on it, or I plan on doing it tomorrow, or whatever you're working on or what you're doing. Keep that communication open. And I'm here to help as much as you need. So you can always attend office hours, virtually or in person. And we have a great group of instructors at Miramar that there's always somebody in the math lab as far as our faculty go. And so you can always find someone in there that can help you out, even if I'm not around at that particular time of day that you're there, or if I'm teaching a different class. So you've got a big network of people that would love to help you, love to guide you, and get your questions answered. So you're not alone. And I hope that this experience in this asynchronous online class is a positive one, is a fun one. You learn a lot, but it can be challenging. And from what I've seen, the most challenging aspect of it is just keeping up with the semester, which kind of happens with any class. As far as the content goes, it's very closely related to what you did in like Calc 1 and Calc 2 with differentiating functions and integrating functions. And you might have even done some differential equations in Calc 2. So at the beginning of the course, you might recognize some of the things that we what you would have done in Calc 2, which is things like initial value problems, maybe even solving separable differential equations. So we'll get into that soon. I'm glad you're here, and hopefully we'll meet very soon.